keep going. That's what we need to do.
Another week together, not guaranteed. Keep punching him in the face. DeMarcus. Don't get satisfied. Let's go.
The AT&T Stadium crowd is making a lot of noise.
I hope for the same thing.
It is a spectacle, this place.
Come on, take the ball away, bitch. Let's go now.
Cowboys on 3. Make it loud. 1, 2, 3. Cowboys.
Welcome in to the first edition of Cowboys Flashback of the 2019 season. I'm Dani Sureck. The Dallas Cowboys start the season 1-0 after defeating the New York Giants 35-17. And quarterback Dak Prescott had a phenomenal game. Prescott broke multiple records. He threw for 405 yards, the most by a Cowboy in a season opener since Troy Aikman threw for 362 yards in 1999. Prescott threw for 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, finishing the game with a perfect passer rating. The first Cowboy in franchise history to do so with a minimum of 20 passes. I'm not done with the records he broke. He became one of only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL to have a perfect passer rating in a season opener, along with Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, who won his game against the Dolphins Sunday as well. Prescott, in his presser after the game, said that this Cowboys offense is just fun to be a part of.
Dak, how much fun is it to have 3 guys running deep down the field you can choose from to throw to now?
Just 3. I think it's more than that. I mean, surrounded by talent, this offense is full of it. You said it, it's fun. It's fun to be a part of it. It's fun to be the quarterback of this group. To be able to go out there and lead these guys, the offensive line, the way they played, the receivers making plays, the backs obviously. It's just great to be a part of this group.
What was the key to get 405 passing yards today?
What's the key?
Yeah.
Great play calling. Credit Kellen Moore for that. And then once again, as I said, surrounded by great players like that, offensive line did a great job in protection. And you're able to throw some short passes, and receivers go get the rest, and then you open up the run, and then you're able to hit them with the run action. So I mean, credit the play calling, but as I said before, we've got talent. We've got talent on this offense, and it's fun to be a part of.
So many drives of 80 yards or more. You talk about the confidence when you guys are backed up like that to keep calling the plays and move out of there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say in my time here, we've had some long drives. We have some 90-yarders, some 80-yarders, and so that's something that we talk about when we're backed up. As soon as I get in that huddle, we all discuss it. Hey, we've done this before. We've done it a number of times, so let's go do it. And all it takes is the focus and the concentration, one play at a time, everybody executing their job, and just focus on that. And you look up, and you're converting 13, 17-play drives and getting touchdowns, and it's just great.
You had a couple of touchdowns that were wide open that you rarely see, the one to Cobb and also to Jarwin. What were the calls on those plays, and why were they so wide open?
Yeah, I mean, run action. And when you have a great run game like that, that's what happens. The backers step up and they leave the field. They leave voided zones in the field, and that's what happened on both of them. So, I mean, as I said, it's great play calling by Kellen, great timing, and yeah, it was. Those are easy touchdowns. You beg for those.
What is your relationship? The big play to open the second half, it was a play pass. And it seemed like even though Ezekiel hasn't been out, they were still playing the run that opened those things up for you.
You better play the run when you're playing this team. I don't care if he's been out or if he's not been out. That's what we've done for a number of years, and we're going to continue to do that. So, I mean, as I said, when you have a back like that, you have an offensive line like we have, and you're able to run the ball like we have in the past, that's our history. You're going to play the run, and you better respect the run, or we're going to continue to do that. So once we're able to run the ball, it just opens up all those other things, and tonight was an example.
Prescott is in a contract year and proved in Sunday's game that he can block out any distractions and show up when it matters. Prescott also said after the game that he is still not focused on that contract. He's now focused on their next opponent, the Washington Redskins. Prescott credited the success of the offense to the play calling of new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. We will hear more from Kellen Moore and his thoughts after his first win as the Cowboys offensive coordinator next.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Rico's products make every game a home game with Rico's. Cigna, together all the way. And by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Welcome back to Cowboys Flashback. I'm joined now by one of our Dallas Cowboys writers, Nikki Spagnola. Nikki, the offense really clicked in the win over the Giants. Quarterback Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, which is already different than how last season started under previous offensive coordinator Scott Linehan, who used a wide receiver committee approach. In Sunday's game, what stood out to you the most that was a difference under new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore?
Well, the difference is Kellen Moore this year had more options at wide receiver than Scott Linehan had last year. If you think about how the Cowboys started last year, the starting wide receivers were Terrence Williams and Devontae Thompson. Not only are they not with the Cowboys anymore, they're not even in the league. So, again, he's got much more diverse talent on his wide receiver core with Amari Cooper. We see how Michael Gallup has taken the step after his rookie year. Randall Cobb's a different type of receiver than Cole Beasley was. He runs the ball better. So, Danny, what happens is you can be more creative when you have more talent. And I think the Cowboys have more talent this year in the passing game, and that makes it a lot easier on Dak Prescott, by the way.
And Prescott took advantage of all of those options he had in wide receivers. He threw for 4 touchdowns. He had more than 400 passing yards. Mickey, how significant was Kellen Moore's play calling in the game overall, or was that more just Dak Prescott?
Well, I think obviously Kellen called a nice game. He was in rhythm, it seemed like. The thing I really liked was the fact that they went so much hurry-up offense. And when Kellen was asked about it after the game, he talked about, hey, these guys did this in high school. They did it in college, so this is really not something new to them. So when they made a big play, got a big chunk play down the field, what happened was they got to no celebrating. They got to the line of scrimmage and ran the next play. I thought that was great, and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said after the game when he was talking about Kellen Moore, he said the game plan and the play calling got an A+, and I got to agree with him. When you put up 494 yards offense, and to put that in context, they only had more yards offense in one game all last year.
Let's hear more from Kellen Moore after the game.
Talk about the call to Cobb and then also the other one that was
just play action passes. Tremendous job. Obviously, when you have an ability to run it like we do, those backers suck down, and we had great opportunities behind it.
And then also the Elliott's run for the touchdown. It looked like he had motion going 2 separate ways. Is that an example of just using motion and getting different looks?
Had a little shift in that motion and then a little read option play. So, a bunch of things for them to look at. At the end of the day, it's kind of our core play and what we've done, a number of times.
What did you think about Zeke's ability to get back in there? Obviously, he didn't have a huge day running the ball, but y'all were passing it so much.
It was great for Zeke. Obviously, we were able to throw a healthy dose, and Zeke's going to get his when he gets his, and obviously his play count probably wasn't super high, probably just under 40, and we'll continue to build on that and keep adding more and more as this thing progresses.
What can you say about what Dak was able to do, especially in the first half with Zeke getting out to that slow start?
Yeah. I mean, we were just throwing it for a healthy dose. Dak did a great job. I think just got really comfortable. He just has such a good command of the offense. I think everyone feels really confident when he's out there.
All the build up to this opener, first time as the offensive coordinator, what excites you most about what Dak was able to do in this going forward?
Yeah, I think all the positive, and also recognizing that there's a bunch of little things that we kind of look at ourselves and laugh or get frustrated. It's like those are easy things that we screwed up on, and hopefully we can clean those up and come out here and play a little bit better next time.
So there was a lot of questions going into this game on how Kellen Moore would do the first time he actually was a play caller in an NFL game. And as I said earlier, I have to agree with Jerry Jones. It was an A+.
It was an A+ game for the Dallas Cowboys. Up next, we will hear from one of the Cowboys players who had one of the 4 receiving touchdowns and why that touchdown was so special.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
We're super excited to see you back on the field again.
What?
We're so happy you're back.
We're your biggest fans and we're so proud of you.
Let's go win a Super Bowl.
Hey Dad, we want you to win a trophy and we don't want you to lose. And we just want you to win. And I love you so much and thank you for scoring a touchdown. And and win the trophy. Thank you, Daddy, for playing football again, and I love you super much. And I love you super much. Love you, love you, love you. And I hope you to win the Super Bowl and win the trophy. Bye, Daddy. I love you.
Hey, babe. Here we go again. What a journey it's been, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Can't wait to watch you this season. Go chase your dreams. And I've loved being your #1 fan since day one. Let's go get a ring.
Wow. That's not what I expected. Damn. Damn, that's hard, man. Was it? You know what? Michelle said she was working on something yesterday. I was like, I have no idea what she's doing. I had no idea it was this, man.
A touching moment for tight end Jason Witten and his family ahead of Witten's first game back after a year off hiatus from football to be a sports broadcaster. As soon as Witten stepped onto the field, it was as though he never left. Witten caught a 4-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Dak Prescott, Witten's first touchdown since December 10th, 2017 against the New York Giants. Here's what Witten had to say after his first game back.
You know, I think when I retired, I said it, you know, there's a sense of pride that you have to play for the Dallas Cowboys, you know, for 1 year, let alone to do it for 16 years. You know, that just, I have so much joy, appreciation, and opportunity to go out there. And, you know, I challenged myself to play well. I thought I did that in a lot of areas. So, yeah, I mean, getting that touchdown in that moment, I mean, that's kind of like the, you know, icing on the cake for sure.
When did you get a chance to look at that video that his family made for you?
Oh.
When was that tape?
It's Thursday afternoon, you know, and they kind of tricked me, you know. They told me I was, hey, we just got something for you to watch. And when I walked in there, I saw it was dark, the lights were out, you know, I'm like, oh, they're up to something, you know. I had no idea it was my family, so it was pretty special for sure. And all I could tell myself, you know, was just don't cry, man. I mean, the camera's rolling, you know. So
it felt like there was a little dust in the room, though.
Yeah, there was.
It was close, right?
Yeah, it was very close. But shoot, man, I mean, to be able to come back here and play this game and be a part of it, I'm thankful for that opportunity. And there's no doubt about it. That was a nice gesture. The Cowboys did, and certainly for my family.
Do you think hurt?
No, I mean, I feel good, you know. Yeah, I feel good. I mean, that's
30 what?
37, yeah.
So is anything I heard at 37 that it did at 35?
No, I mean, yeah, you know, I try not to allow myself to go that route. You know, it's like, we'll know when it's time. But right now, I've worked hard. I've certainly got a great staff around me that, you know, pushes me, and, you know, the role works itself out. You know, they have a lot of confidence. There's a big touchdown Blake had, you know, and so it's almost like it's working out perfectly. I think the way we all designed it for, you know, and you know, no ego on my end, certainly not on the other two tight ends of, you know, who's in, who's getting that play. You know, it's what it is. You know, let's do it together, and I think really that's what this team's about. You know, and I'd be wrong, I guess, if I didn't say how this defense plays. You know, I mean, that's the mentality they play with, big stops. You know, every time I watch, I'm just like, man, this defense flies around. It's good as the defense we've had here in a long time.
Witten says he was excited to be back with the team, and running back Ezekiel Elliott was also back with the Cowboys after holding out throughout training camp and the preseason looking for a contract extension. Elliott received that extension worth $90 million for 6 years just a few days before playing the Giants. Up next, we will hear from Elliott and his thoughts on his performance. Welcome back to Cowboys Flashback. Running back Ezekiel Elliott held out throughout training camp in the preseason awaiting a contract extension. He received a 6-year, $90 million extension Wednesday morning and immediately joined the team to prepare to face the New York Giants. Despite training on his own in Cabo and not playing against other football players the last few weeks, Elliott still made an impact in the game with a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg caught up with the running back after the win.
Everyone was looking forward to the return of Ezekiel Elliott, and of course just his presence allowed the Cowboys to put up 35 points. How'd you feel?
I felt great out there. The coaches wanted to make sure, you know, they didn't give me too tough of a workload today, and just kind of ease me back in and see where I was. But, I mean, you know, we came out there clicking on all cylinders as an offense, and, I mean, Dak lit it up. The receivers had great games, and I mean, we did our thing.
Now, Dak did light it up, but Babe pointed out, and one of the things, frankly, we like best about watching you play is the things you do when you don't have the ball in your hands. You had a pickup block on a touchdown pass without the block. The pass doesn't get thrown. Can you talk us through that play and then talk a little bit about the pride you take in blocking?
So on that play, you know, how they showed the pressure weak. The guy actually didn't come, but another guy came around the corner. So luckily I was there to pick him up. But, I mean, definitely blocking is something that, you know, I take pride in. You know, they taught me at Ohio State. You know, everyone can be special with the ball. A lot of guys can be special with the ball. But what really is going to separate you is what you do when the ball's not in your hand. And, I mean, I did all right today. You know, I had a couple good ones, but, you know, I had a couple bad ones. You know, I got some work to do, but, you know, that's just from being away from ball. And, you know, but I'm excited, you know, keep working, getting better, you know, getting back in the group.
And Zeke, obviously missed training camp. You're working out in Cabo, but nothing can duplicate what you go through a training camp and that progression. So how was your win today? How'd your legs feel? All the above.
You know, my win felt really good. My legs felt really good. I wasn't into that groove. I need to play a lot more ball. I need to play some more ball so I can, you know, get into it. But I mean, we definitely came out and did all right today. But you know, I got a lot of things I can improve on.
Do you have an opinion about how? I mean, you've had 3 years of you know, knowing how the season starts going. Will it take a couple of weeks for you to feel like you're on a roll in football terms?
Well, let me just stop you right there, Brad. We don't have a couple weeks. He's got to be ready in Washington, okay?
You know,
I'm giving you a couple of weeks.
You know, well, we came out and dominated today, but I mean, it's the first week of a long season. So I mean, we just gotta make sure, you know, that we go on in the film room, see where we can improve and get better week by week.
Okay, very good. We appreciate your time, and congratulations on the T-shirt and the donation to the Salvation Army. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Elliott says there were some precautions in playing him in Sunday's game because he hadn't been playing with the Cowboys or practicing against other football players in a few weeks. Elliott played less than 40 snaps, however, says he didn't need to do much in the game because the passing game was so strong. Up next, we'll hear from head coach Jason Garrett and the efficiency he saw from his offense. The Dallas Cowboys had a slow start in a 35-17 victory over the Giants. The defense did not recover a forced fumble. Giants running back Saquon Barkley had a 59-yard run, and the Giants went up 7-0 early on the Cowboys with a touchdown by tight end Evan Ingram. However, the Cowboys turned it around to walk away with the victory, and head coach Jason Garrett says despite that slow start, he's proud of what he saw from his team.
How we doing, guys?
Doing great. Jason, you pretty much did pass and catch as far as offense all day long. You got to be very pleased with both the way you performed offensively as well as the way the defense played today.
Yeah, I thought we did some good things in this game. Didn't get off to a great start in the game. Our first drive, you know, we bogged down a little bit. They had a big play in the running game. They go down and score. They go up 7-0. But I thought after that, we settled into the game a little bit. Thought we did a good job mixing the run and pass offensively. Made a lot of plays in the passing game. A lot of different guys got involved. Different guys scored touchdowns. I just thought it was pretty efficient. It was pretty explosive throughout. Defensively, a couple times, their runner is a big-time player. He got out on us a little bit. They did make some plays. The second last drive of the game on defense was not what we're looking for. Obviously, you know, you're in that situation where you're trying to, you know, milk the clock and get through the game, but you still want to play with the same identity that you play with all the time, and that was disappointing, but did a better job on that last drive taking the ball away.
Dak had great accuracy throwing the ball downfield. From your perspective as a former quarterback, how have you seen him grow in that area?
Yeah, I really do believe accuracy is something you can improve upon over the course of your career, and I think, you know, some of that comes from work technically, you know, whether it's your footwork or your delivery, all of that. But some of it comes from just playing in games and being in those situations and being able to get back into a fundamentally sound position over and over and over again when you're under duress. And I thought he did that tonight really throughout the ball game. Protection was outstanding. And, you know, it was just a good mix. We got different guys involved. He was seeing the defense well, throwing it to the right guys. He had real command of the offense.
Talk about Michael Gallup's performance today.
Yeah, Michael made a lot of big plays. It seemed like every time we went to him, good things happened. And again, that goes back to Dak, reading the coverage, understanding the play versus the coverage and throwing to the right guy. And he threw it decisively, and Michael did a good job really winning on all three levels of the defense. You saw him catch quick stuff, intermediate stuff, and then he made big plays down the field.
The Dallas Cowboys will now shift their focus to their next opponent, the Washington Redskins, whom they will play Sunday at noon. Leading up to that game, you can stay up to date on all team news on DallasCowboys.com. Thanks so much for watching Cowboys Flashback. Until next time, I'm Dani Sureck.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Academy, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.